Cody Rhodes versus CM Punk is one of the biggest matches WWE has planned for SummerSlam. You know, you can argue how it came about and how lazy it was and what it ended up being. But we're here now. Let's talk about it. You know, we have seen Cody Rhodes and CM Punk have their heated interactions before. We have seen them have those heated interactions. We have seen that before. We have seen that since Punk came along in the company again. They had a heated interaction before the Rumble in 2024, where it was like, I'm more CM Punk than you are. And Cody Rhodes and Punk saying, I'm more Cody Rhodes than I'm more the American dream than you are. Like, my dad was a plumber or something like that, or he was an electrician. And then the interaction they had where Cody was just kind of like fucked when everybody was leaving him, and like every friend turned his back on him, and he felt like just that weight of the championship, and Punk was there to mentor him and tell him that, first of all, I'm not going to attack you from behind, I'm going to attack you from the front. I'm going to stab you from behind. But as a friend and all that, and it was genuine and loved it. Then they had an interaction going into, they had some interaction to Survivor Series, whatever. Then they had an interaction going into SummerSlam. I guess Raw after Mania, where Cody was the champion and Punk came out when he lost the belt on that night for Raw after Mania, and he was like, what happened to your eye? Cody, are you okay or something? And he said, and he told him, you never know when a championship opportunity falls out from the sky. And coming back to that, where Cody Rhodes comes out and Punk has a, a swollen eye. The point that I'm here trying to make is that they've had great heated interactions and great position of whatever they've done. But the most important thing of all of this is story, right? You can sure argue the company rushed this. Everything they kind of rushed it and just kind of, they didn't do it right. They didn't they put the belt on Sammy, put it on Punk, whatever. But these are the words that I'm going to tell you what CM Punk should be hearing from Cody Rhodes. The words that Cody Rhodes should say to CM Punk. What do you want to talk about, Punk? You might not have hit me with the undisputed WWE Championship belt on Saturday night's main event. Okay, Punk, let's take a road back to OVW. I remember looking up to you in OVW while you were there. The place where John Cena, Dave Bautista, my former best friend Randy Orton, and the Beast Brock Lesnar. The class of 02, right, Punk? And I looked up to you as a mentor in OVW, but then you left and you went to ECW. I came up the following year. I debuted on Raw, wrestled Randy Orton, as my dad watched on. I ended up joining Ted DiBiase, and you ended up becoming World Heavyweight Champion. And you ended up being the top guy. But there was a point in your career where you were disgruntled and you had your grievances to be aired. So you went out onto the stage. You walked up that ramp while John Cena was laying there near the turnbuckle. You walked up to the ramp, you sat on the stage, and you cut a pipe bomb. In the pipe bomb you mentioned with the grievances you had with all the people that were in charge then. So Punk, you work for the guy now that you called a doofus son-in-law. But I digress, Punk. You said some certain things about going after beating Cena, winning the WWE Championship, going to New Japan, defending it in Ring of Honor. Well, Punk, you did none of those things. You took a heavy paycheck. Punk, do you know who did those things? I did them. I carried every empty monopoly system on my back. I held every grain of a revolution on my back. While you left to make comics and fight in the UFC. So sure, you were disgruntled and you had a staph infection, but Punk, I left this place 10 years ago. I put up a tweet. I left and I went to New Japan. I went to Ring of Honor. I even did my own indie show with my friends in the Elite. Matt Jackson, Nick Jackson, Kenny Omega, and Hangman Adam Page. We became the Elite. We started the competition since the days of WCW shutting down. Need I say, AEW. And a couple of years later, you came along, Punk. You came back to professional wrestling after 7 long years. It was a moment that will be enriched in your career forever. Things were going great for you, Punk. But the moment I left the place that I created because I refused to turn heel, you got offended by Adam Page mentioning that you had Mr. Cabana moved over to Ring of Honor. You lost it, Punk, and you started Brawl Out. Was it an NDA that you signed, Punk? Then you tried to ruin the company I started. You couldn't take a glass comment, so you quit. Like you quit this place in 2014. You left. What happened, Punk? You went on Air Havana. You tried to bury the creation. When I put my life and effort into, I sold out All In, the largest show in the independent pro wrestling history. I tried to build that place, and you tried to kill it. So it's personal, Punk, to me, and I will take back at SummerSlam what's mine, and that is the undisputed WWE Championship belt. And then we can go on to them doing more stuff. Honestly, I don't know. You know, like, Cody could lose, and that really sets him apart. And that's where he just fucking snaps and shit. I don't know what happens, but we need something going on with this. And this is the best thing currently I think WWE has at their disposal to really get that interest back of the fans. Generally, this is it, honestly. And this is what Cody Rhodes has to say to CM Punk. Cody Rhodes has to say what I said right here. Cody Rhodes has to say all of these things. They're not, they can be said. And it's not like I'm telling them the fucking whole history. It's like you cut it in a promo. Cut it short and say it.